Storytime about how my date asked me to pay for half of the smoothie we shared. Should I be going on the second date with this guy? Disclaimer, this is not my storytime, it's send me on Instagram. So I met this guy on Tinder, of course. We hit it off right away through text message, and I thought that it was sus because he was too nice, but I decided to give him a chance. We're both really into fitness, so we decided to go on a hike. Because we live in LA and everyone does the same thing, so why not? But before the hike, he asked me if I wanted to get smoothies. I said of course because I love smoothies. I told him I didn't really want a full smoothie, so I asked him if we could share and he said yes. We got a banana peanut butter smoothie. The total came out to $8.45. In my mind, I thought he was totally happy paying for it. We drank the damn smoothie while we were hiking, and I thought everything was fine. We had great conversation, and the sexual tension between us, oh my god. You could literally cut through it with a knife. As we finish up the hike, he says, "Do you mind Venmoing me for half of the smoothie?" I laughed because I thought it was actually a joke. Then he says, "Why are you laughing?" And I said, "Oh, are you serious?" And he said yes. We stared at each other for about 10 seconds. So I pull out my phone and send him $4. Then he goes in for a freaking kiss. At this point, I was completely turned off though. What kind of person offers to get a smoothie and then asks me to pay for half of it? I let him kiss me for about 3 seconds because I was curious. It was a super sloppy kiss, so ew. Then he begs me to go on a second date with him. But when I told my mom and friends that he made me pay for half of the smoothie, they said not to go on the second date. But I'm really attracted to this guy. What should I do?
I want to confess to my best friend that I'm in love with him, but he's engaged, and I'm also invited to his wedding. Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm 28 years old. My best friend, Jake, is 29 years old. We met in college, and we were inseparable ever since. Everyone, and I mean every single person, thought we were dating. That's how well that we got along. And it wasn't just because we were the opposite gender, it was because of our chemistry. A lot of the time, I thought he was flirting with me too, and that he had undeniable love such as I did for him. But one day, he said, "I want you to meet someone special," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, who?" I thought he was introducing me to his family member because he wanted to be in a serious relationship with me. But he actually ended up introducing me to this girl, and her name was Kelsey. Kelsey was so pretty, but I didn't understand why he was introducing me to her until he introduced her as his girlfriend. I met her and she was nice and sweet, and he told me that he wanted to propose to her, and they had been dating for 2 years and I had no idea about it. I asked him why he would hide such a thing from me in the first place, and you will not believe what he said. Make sure to follow so you can see part 2. I want to confess to my best friend that I'm in love with him, but he's engaged, and I'm invited to his wedding. So he told me about this girl, Kelsey, and I literally haven't known about her for 2 years, and he wanted me to help plan the surprise proposal. I asked him why he didn't tell me about it, and he was like, "Honestly, due to a lot of past experiences, I tend to introduce my lover to family and friends just for me to break up with them and not want to be with them. But this time Kelsey was different than everything I could ever ask for. That's why I decided to introduce her to you. You're someone who means a lot to me too." That melted my heart, but I was also jealous because I wish I could have been the girl. So flash forward, I helped with the proposal or whatever, and it was really cute and stuff. I was there. And then they invited me to the wedding. So then I attend the wedding, and I remember there's a part where they usually ask, like, does anyone oppose? And if anyone opposes, stand now and let them know. And I low-key want to, like, stand up and just confess my feelings for him, but I'm not too sure what to do. Should I confess or no? Let this girl know in the comments down below, and make sure you follow for more story times. I think my brother keeps selling off my animals without my consent, and I don't know what to do. Hi, my name is Tiana. I'm 21 years old. I currently live with my parents still, because I'm only 21 and I'm trying to be financially independent and save as much money as possible before moving out. I've had 10 pets this year. And for whatever reason, every single time I come down to it, I always ask my entire family where these animals are going. And nobody ever says anything. They don't know anything. They don't know what's going on. But my youngest sibling said my brother's name. And they're like 3 years old. They just kept saying Jake every single time I would ask. So therefore, I would hound my brother and ask him what the heck was going on with my animals and why they kept leaving. And he said he had no idea what I was talking about. I'm a dog gal, so I got a chow chow every single time because of how cute they are. But they're really expensive to buy. And I wanted a chow chow. However, I noticed that my brother has been getting a lot more money recently, and he only works at 7-Eleven. So how was he able to buy 5 Yeezys within an entire month? I asked him about this, and you will not believe what he said. Make sure to follow and come back for part 2. I think my brother is selling my dogs, and I don't know what to do. So I asked him, and he said, "Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. I would never sell your dogs." I really didn't believe him at all whatsoever. So that's when I decided to take matters into my own hands. I ended up finding out his MacBook password because I just saw him typing in the password one day. And I looked at his recent emails, and a couple of emails were talking about a dog. It wasn't too specific, but it clearly seemed like he had deleted some emails. I don't know how he would assume that I would look at his laptop without him knowing, but there's some solid evidence that he's literally out here selling my dogs. And I'm not really sure what to do. I'm not even sure if I should tell my parents because they disregarded the situation. They didn't really care about it because they think animals are just replaceable. Also, I don't know if I should legally take action because he is my brother at the end of the day. I don't know. What should I do? Let this person know in the comments down below and make sure you follow for more story times.
Story time about how my husband keeps borrowing money from me and now wants access to my accounts. What should I do? Disclaimer, it's not my story time. Send me on Instagram. When I confronted him about buying a $600 watch with my money, he told me that he has every single right to use my money as much as I do. And even though I'm the one earning the money, he is my husband, so he can do whatever he wants with it. I got so angry, I picked up one of my crystals and threw it right at his head. Luckily, it missed him, but it did scratch his ear. He went berserk and accused me of trying to kill him. He ran over to the ER with a scratch on his ear. Went straight to my parents' house and I told them what was happening. Obviously, my parents agree with me that he should not be spending $600 of my money on a stupid watch. And they told me to take away any access he had to my money. So I took away my debit card and my credit card from him. Both ended up apologizing to each other, so for a few months it was okay. He had a few jobs, so he had some spending money for himself. But then he got fired again. That's when he asked me politely to add him to my bank account so that he could get his own debit card from my account. To be honest, at first I thought it was okay, but I didn't say yes or no. I called my parents and they told me absolutely not. And when I told my husband, he threatened to divorce me. He says that I'm neglecting his needs. Part 3 is up. Story time about how my husband keeps borrowing money from me and now wants access to my bank accounts. What should I do? Disclaimer, this is not my story time. It's not on Instagram. My husband and I have been married for 6 years. When we first got married, we were really young, so we were living with our parents. We didn't actually move out from my parents' house up until 2 years ago. In fact, I don't think we're actually adults yet. We both still act like we're teenagers. I'm 24 and he's 25. I recently got myself a really good job. He, on the other hand, has never had a really good job. He does a lot of odd jobs here and there, a lot of catering. He also models because he's extremely good looking. So now that I got myself a job, I wanted to get my own apartment. But of course, I have to include my husband because we're married. He actually ended up getting an okay job. We decided to split the rent and everything was going fine. But then he got laid off and this is when things started going bad. He started asking me for money because he wasn't getting paid anymore. Every now and then he would ask me for like $10 or he would ask me for my debit card. At first, it was just small purchases like going to the supermarket or going to Starbucks. So I gave him my card. One day I'm checking my bank account and I realized that he bought himself a $600 watch. You'll never guess what he said when I confronted him. Part 2 is up. Story time about how my husband keeps borrowing money from me and now wants access to my bank accounts. Disclaimer, is not my story time. It's sending me on Instagram. That's when he threatened to divorce me because I wouldn't give him access to my checking account. He said that I was neglecting him. That's when he told me that if the tables were turned, he would be expected to give me money. And you know what? Totally true. At the same time, I can't allow him to just buy $600 watches. He then made a promise to me that he would only use the money for necessities. So for example, paying bills or anything like that. Although we already have our bills on auto pay, so I'm not sure how that would work. So I took him to the bank and I added him to my account. I know you all must think I'm so stupid right now. And you know what? I am. 2 days later after he got his debit card, I checked his bank account and he had signed up to 3 different OnlyFans accounts. That's a total of $50 a month coming out of my paycheck plus all the things that he buys on the website. I confronted him again and he told me that it was just for fun. And that because I'm at work and he's home alone, he needs something to entertain himself with. Then he told me that if he didn't have the OnlyFans accounts, he would probably end up just cheating on me. And then he asked me, what do you prefer, me watching stuff online or me actually going out and finding women? This is where I need your help. I see his point, but I'm not sure if this is like manipulation or something. He really seems so genuine and he's always doing my laundry, cooking, and cleaning up for me. Even rubs my feet when I get home from work. And I haven't told my parents about this. I think they'll hit the roof. Should I let him have access to OnlyFans and use my money? Or should I put a stop to it and risk him cheating? What should I do?
Am I the asshole for getting up and walking out of dinner when my boyfriend said he forgot his credit card? I, female 32, have been dating my boyfriend, male 36, for 9 months. He has 2 little children who love going out to eat. We go out to eat once a week, and each time he happens to forget his credit card to make a payment. I'd obviously end up paying since we had the kids with us, but honestly it left me broke this month and the month before. I just received my payment from my second job part-time and we agreed to go out together with the kids, and I even sent him a text reminding him not to forget his card and he laughed it off. At the restaurant we ordered dinner and he let the kids order a lot of stuff on the menu, which was a lot of money. I mentioned his credit card and he looked at me shocked. Am I the asshole for getting up and walking out of dinner when my boyfriend said he forgot his credit card? He looked at me shocked and started searching in his pockets for a while. He then looked at me in a sorry kind of way and said, guess I forgot it in the other pair of jeans I thought I was gonna wear. Then asked me to foot the bill just this time. The food was on the table, but I didn't even get a bite. I grabbed my stuff, got up, and he freaked out asking where I was going. I told him I wouldn't be paying this time again and to enjoy his dinner with the kids. Then I walked out. He called me later and absolutely lost it on me, saying he can't believe I'd walked out and leave him and the kids in this situation. I said I wasn't gonna pay every single time. It's unfair. Am I wrong? Am I the asshole for not taking a special request from my wife while cooking the family breakfast? Last weekend, I, 36 male, decided I was going to make my family a big breakfast spread. This was part of the lame, according to my daughter, family time that we decided to have that day. The plan was to have breakfast together, watch a movie, have lunch, and play some games as a family before releasing the kids from the clutches of the, again, lame family time. All I know is when I have a daughter, she better not call that stuff lame. We're gonna have a problem. So anyway, I got up early, heated up the waffle iron and the skillet, and went to work, making scrambled eggs, waffles, bacon, sausage, and hash browns. That sounds delicious. As I was finishing up and the kids fixed their plates, my wife asked me to throw a couple eggs over easy on for her. She's the only one in our family who can stand runny yolks. Neither I nor the kids will touch them, but she really likes them. But I told her, nah, I'm finishing up already. If you really want a couple of eggs your way and want to make them yourself, go for it, but I'm done. She responded, you're already cooking. I'm in the mood for a couple of over easy eggs. She asked me why I couldn't just throw them on for her, and I refused, and it turned into an argument that it definitely shouldn't have. Now I can't get it off my mind. On one hand, I feel bad because my wife asked me for a simple favor that would have been easy to fulfill, but on the other, I had cooked so many things and she also likes scrambled. So am I wrong to refuse?